Hi Stampers, welcome to Snowberry Stampers. My name is Linda Goldhurst. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Orlando. And today I'm going to show you how I made this card. And right now this Gather Together bundle is widely popular. So there's a lot of different projects that I've made recently. So let me just show you a few before we get started on this card. So this was cased from Patty Bennett. It's a really cute card using our gold foil boxes, and then just staggering a bunch of the folded pumpkins, the punch. This is a variation on today's card. Love this paper. This is the Gather Together paper. Another card. And a lot of these are inspired by other demonstrators, and I've just kind of changed it up a little bit. Okay, so to make this card, we need the Gather Together stamp set. I'm using this sentiment, "May this season bring you smiles and love that will last all year," is for the inside. I'm using the Season of Thanks for the tag. I'm using the wooden piece from the Tags and Feather Elements, and I'm using the blank side. And these just pop right out. They're wonderful. I'm using the Gather Together dies. Gathered leaves dies. Okay, I'm using this one and these three. As you'll notice, these three, they emboss and they cut. This one just cuts. And I'm using this punch. As for cardstock, I've got a piece of crumb cake that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. It's the base of the card. The inside is a piece of Whisper White at 4 and 5 1/4. The top layer is a piece of Pretty Peacock, and that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then, because I've really been chopping up this Gather Together Designer Series paper, which is called Come Together, I've got a lot of smaller pieces. So I'm going to lay these on here, and then I've got 2 strips of 1/2 inch by at least 4 1/4, and I'm using them instead of ribbon on the front of the card. I've got 1 large leaf that I've stamped in Pretty Peacock ink on Pretty Peacock paper, and I've just kind of curled up the ends using my bone folder, like so. And then I've got some smaller leaves. This one is Mint Macaron, another Pretty Peacock, Early Espresso, a couple of leaves, and I've used copper foil, and I've taken that punch and I've just cut them in half. That's how the punch came, and I've just cut them in half. And I have 3 of those. I have taken my dark crumb cake blend and I've colored 3 pearls. And then I've got one of the wooden elements, and I've just tied a piece of linen thread onto it. And then I've got 2 pieces of linen thread that I'm going to wrap around the card. Okay, so this is great to use up all those little scraps for those leaves, and as I said, for the front. So I am using my Mono multi-purpose glue, and I've decided I'm going to put the leaves at the bottom, and there's just an 1/8 of an inch, or really a 1/16 of an inch on either side of the layer, just enough to have the pretty peacock pop out. I am going to do the stripe in the center. And again, there's no exact science to this one. It's whatever you've got available, scrap-wise. And we're going to lay that here. All right. And then I'm going to hide those seams by just putting a strip from end to end or side to side. Okay. And with the glue you can just shift it a little bit if you need to and straighten it. Okay, we'll cut that off. All right. Now I'm going to take the 2 pieces of linen thread, and I'm thinking I'm going to put it over here. And I'm just going to tape that down with a piece of Scotch tape. Trim that off. All right. And I'm going to go ahead and put this on my card base, which is the crumb cake. And center that. And now the leaves. I am going to only glue the bottom part of this large leaf down so that the ends of the leaf just continue to pop up. And I want that over it. And then I'm going to start layering my other leaves, breaking up the color a little bit. I'm also trying to break up the shape of the leaf a little bit so it's not all together the same. And you can also pop these up with dimensionals, but I'm thinking it's okay without them. And as you can see, I'm kind of going, whoops. My saying is going to be a little off center, but that's okay. I'm kind of liking the way this is looking. So let's put that aside for a second and let's stamp. And I'm going to use Early Espresso ink to stamp my greeting on the tag. And I'm just going to hold that there for a second, let the ink set in. All right. Clean that off with my chamois. All right, I'm going to loop one of these in. And I'm not going to tape it down because I do want it to kind of have a little bit of movement, but I am going to make a bow. And then I'm going to make those loops a little smaller. And I'm going to leave the legs a little longer on the ribbon, but not too long. All right, so now let's finish with the embellishments. I've got 3 pieces of the copper foil leaf. And I'm just going to break up some of that color. Okay. And because it's glued down there, I kind of have to find a place where, there we go. Slide that in. Sorry, that's Maggie. Somebody's walking by. And it's okay, Mags. All right, now we've got the inside, and I'm going to go ahead and stamp the greeting also in Early Espresso. And I punched out an extra leaf. I'll put that down here. And let's put that on the inside. Now this card will require either extra postage or to be hand delivered because of that wooden element there. Oops. All right, and there you go. So there's the 2 gathered together cards. I hope you enjoy that, and if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, and I look forward to stamping with you again real soon. Have a wonderful day.